Good morning, everybody. It's Michaela from Hooked in a Flash. If you'd like to find me, you can do so on Instagram. It's Hooked in a Flash. Facebook, it's Hooked in a Flash Crochet. And then I also have an Etsy account, which is Hooked in a Flash as well. Good morning. I need to do a quick shout out to Violet. Hi, Violet. We love you. I don't know why my face is turning out so red on this camera. It really didn't look red, but now it's super red. I don't know what's going on there. We're gonna deal with it anyways. I haven't been outside, that's for sure. I have some stuff to show you. So I know that last week, and I know I'm coming a day late, but my husband was home yesterday, so it just didn't work out for recording. I made this bunny for my daughter for her birthday. Normally I crochet my toys, but I'm not, my hands and arms aren't quite ready for crochet yet. So I decided to knit it, and it turned out good, I think. It's not bad. It's got a little bun tail. I'm happy with it. She likes the little ball toys, so. I was undecided. I'd rather put these down below, you know, like down here, or put them up like she's sitting. I decided to go with that. My daughter likes it, so that's what matters. Easy. I mean, you literally just make a ball and then ears. So wasn't anything crazy, but I made it. And then I told you guys I was gonna exclusively work on my blanket because I haven't touched it in a long time, and I didn't like having that project just sitting there. And then I made a pair of socks because I'm crazy. This is Knitted Wit. Let me grab it real quick. Knitted Wit sock yarn, and the colorway is Yellowstone National Park. This is 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 4 ounces, 420 yards, and it's hand washed, lay flat to dry. Although I did machine wash and dry these, just fine. There's no problems with it whatsoever. I should follow the directions, but I didn't. Beautiful yarn. I absolutely love working with this yarn. It's nice, it's sturdy, it feels good. It's a little bit thicker than the other ones that I usually use. I normally get the Arne and Carlos from Regia self-patterning yarn, but this yarn is a little bit thicker. It's not so thick that you can't put it into your shoe. I wore this in my shoe, no problem. But it feels really, really good. It's a little bit softer than the Regia. Beautiful colors. I really love it. And then I also did decide to try a new heel. Now, well, it doesn't really matter. So this is called the Flegel heel, and it's worked toe up. What you do is once you get to just where your foot reaches, or the sock reaches the part on your foot where it's touching your leg on the top, you start your gusset. It's kind of hard to see. Right here is a gusset, which means that you just increase through here, and then you do short rows on the back, and this essentially makes a triangle. Let's see if I can pull this out for you to see. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can't do this. Let's try this way. There you go. You do short rows for a triangle type thing here. This ends up at the back of your foot because the increases come up. So this is just at the back of your foot. This comes up. So it kind of takes the place of a heel flap and gusset type thing there. It's really nice, super, super easy heel. And it does, if you have a high instep or you have bigger feet across the top, not where your toes are, but where your, right where your foot meets your leg, this is great because you can see it gives you quite a bit more room across here, whereas down here is a smaller amount. This is increased by double of what it was down here. So lots of room for me because I have flat feet and I don't have a large instep, or obviously because I'm flat foot, but I don't have any like that my feet aren't big. These are actually a little roomy for me. I can pinch probably this much on the sides. It's not, I can still wear these in socks, in shoes. It's not like a big deal for me, but I would rather do one that doesn't have such a large gusset just because my feet are not that big. But if you have a high arch, this is great because then your yarn or your thread is not your yarn or thread, your sock is not stretching across trying to reach that arch because it wants to fill in, you know, this part here. So it's stretching across there. Great socks. It's perfect. And the other thing that's kind of cool about this is the way that it's just shaped, once you get done with the heel, or not heel flap, but the short row on this back here, this met perfectly where I love my socks to fit. So after I did that, I did my ribbing and I was done with my sock. Usually I have to, after I do my heel, I have to work for about an inch or so more to get it at the height that I like, and then I do my ribbing. But yes, I made socks. The next thing that I did is, I'll do that, that's a progress. I went ahead and this yarn is out of, let me tell you what it's made out of first. Baracco Ultra Alpaca. This is from Teaselwick Wools. It is 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 219 yards. It's super fine. It's 50% superfine alpaca and 50% Peruvian wool. It's a worsted weight. The knitted weight came from Teaselwick as well, just if you guys were wondering. I went ahead and made a cowl. This is a stitch. I mixed 2 stitches. Let me see. It goes up this way. I mixed 2 stitches to make this. I was doing a twisted rib type thing, but I wanted eyelets as well, so I put them in between. And I found, because I have like a stitch book that just has a bunch of stitches, so I mixed 2 of those together to make this look. And I'm really glad that I put the eyelets in because this is so warm with that alpaca in it. Alpaca is super warm, and then of course, you know, wool as well. I wore this for like 3 minutes while taking pictures and I was already way warm. I wanted to see how much I could make out of one skein of this yarn. So I was able to make a headband and cowl set. It's the same pattern. So I like that because I wanted to show, I'm really bad at going in and seeing yarn. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so beautiful, I have to get it. And I end up with one skein of yarn instead of like planning for a sweater or a shawl or something. I just buy one skein of yarn. So I wanted to make up a pattern that showed you what you could do with that one skein of yarn that you purchased. You know, you can make a set with this. So instead of just looking at it going, I have no idea what to do with that, here you go. So this pattern I'll be writing up, and I will be posting it eventually, soon. It's going to be a priority for me. So this will be up for me. This will be my first knitting pattern actually writing, and it's my first clothing pattern other than toys. So I'm excited for something different. I'm going to include the written instructions and a chart for this. It's super easy. It's a 4-row repeat. I know it looks more intricate, but it's really not. There's no cables. It's mock cables. So it's a really easy knit. I made both of these yesterday, so from start to finish, and that's even designing it. So easy knit, very cozy. I think that would make a really good gift. If any of you are watching and you knit, it's an easy enough pattern. The most difficult thing is knit 3 or purl 3 together. So if you are interested, maybe comment down below, and as soon as I get it written up, I could use a tester or two to proofread my patterns and see if they like it or see if it works out, makes the same thing that I am intending it to make. So if you guys want to pattern test for me, please comment down below and I'll get in contact with you as soon as I get that written up, which I'm going to work on it today. That is all for stuff that I've made. I know I don't have a huge pile of things that I made, but I did that much. This pile, this is as much as I was able to crochet out. My hands and everything were really done by the time I made this small amount. But I'm making a little toy for my son. It's a Yarny from a game that we like to play. So he has a green and orange, and he's got blue, he wanted a yellow one, and I haven't been able to make anything for quite a while, and he's been very patiently waiting. He's like my biggest fan. My kids are my biggest fans. They love my toys. They love my stuff that I make. So I decided to sit down and try to make that for him. I'll finish that up today probably, or maybe not today, maybe tomorrow. Sometime this week I'll finish it up for him. All I gotta do is sew it together. I usually put wires in it though, so that it is movable. Sounds like my son is awake, so if he comes in here, I'm sorry. I'm recording. Hi.
Are you making a new video?
Yep. I'll be out in just a minute. Okay. So that's what I worked on, and I'll finish that up. But I did work on my blanket, guys. Let's see if I can pull it out. Is it on the end? Yeah, okay, good. I was able to put in a few rows, boop, on my blanket. I was right, let's see, 3, and so I did a little over half of what I had before. I was right about here when I showed you. It is super large. My dog opened my bedroom door. It's really large. I think that it will fit. I have it on small cables, so it's kind of hard. I just put on a huge amount of stitches and went for it. I didn't measure or anything like that. But I do believe that this will fit a twin bed for sure. 100% sure on that one. But possibly a double bed. So I'm excited to work on that. I do like working on it. I'm glad that I have it. I just really felt like I needed socks the other day. I don't know why. And then I, needed to do a new heel, and I tried a new bind off with it, which I totally forgot to tell you. This is the Elizabeth Zimmerman sewn bind off, and it is super stretchy. It almost was too stretchy for these socks, because they don't fall down, but if they were taller socks, I feel like they would have. And that's easily fixed. You can adjust. What's nice about it is you can adjust how tight you are doing it. It's really easy. Bind off is just in one, is you just kind of do a loop with your thread, and you'll look up a video so that it's makes sense to you guys. But it's very easy bind off if you guys would prefer to sew it rather than doing the other ones, or if you have a tendency to knit tight or anything like that, that might be a good one. It's also to make so that it looks, I don't know if you guys can see very well in there, it mimics the look of your cast on for a long tail cast on. So if you are doing something, maybe like the headband that like I didn't do this cast off because I didn't think about it, but you have the cast on edge. I don't know if you guys can see all of this. The cast on edge has these little loops here. So the bind off is meant to have the same look either way. So that's kind of cool. And like I said, very easy. I made mine extra loose because it was on my socks and I was worried about how tight it was going to be. It was a little too loose. So you guys can gauge it and kind of stretch as you go to see how it's moving, and you can adjust as you go. So, but good bind off. It was nice new bind off for me. I like trying the new things like that. I am definitely going to be doing some research into a different heel because I'm really enjoying doing the different heels for my socks. I think I've done a German short row, I've done a twin stitch, I've done the Fish Lips Kiss heel, I've done the Norwegian heel, which is really similar to the German short row. I've done the Flegel heel, and then I've done the heel flap and gusset heel. So my socks are all they're all over the place with heels, but they all fit and I love them all. So, yes, I actually think I'm going to try and, modify this Flegel to fit me a little bit better, because I don't really need it to be increasing as much through here as, other people would. So I might cut that maybe even in half, and then I don't know how that would work. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm going to play with it. Maybe I'll make my own heel up. Who knows? Not me. So that is it though. That's all I have today. I know it's not a super big amount, but I did make socks, right? And I made a big progress on my blanket. I feel like that's actually a decent amount. As for health, if you guys have been following or anything like that, I did have synovitis in my joints. That is totally cleared up. We have found that I have a gluten sensitivity, or what seems to be a gluten sensitivity anyways. As soon as I stop gluten, my hands are fine. I know if you watch some of my older videos, my hands look like little puff cakes. They're fine. I can wear my ring again. My shoulders do have tendonitis in them, and I just they're working on it though. I have free range. I have no problems with them. I have no pain in my shoulders as of right now because I'm going to physical therapy 2 times a week. They're feeling great. I'm having obviously I'm knitting up and everything like that. My hands still aren't strong enough yet to do the crocheting and stuff, but they're getting there. When I went into physical therapy, I had 2 pounds of grip strength on there, like pincher strength, only 2 pounds. The normal person has 20 to 22, and a weak person has 17. So I have literally worse than a baby. for my grip strength. It is getting better, but I am such a tight crocheter that it's not really conducive with my hands and arms right at the moment, but I am improving and I will be back up and running. I'm not giving up on crocheting. I love crocheting. I love making toys, and I will be putting more out in the future. But right now I'm stuck with I'm not stuck with it. I love knitting. But I'm just doing knitting right now. So if you came to this channel just for crochet, I'm sorry. That is all that I have for you guys. I will see you next week, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Bye.